Hi, everyone, and welcome to the special simulcast, the Neil Haley Show on the Storehouse Media Group podcast. We're the host, Sherrie of Storehouse Media. Sherrie, you got the music. I know you. When you think music, you're going to bring in another musician. Who's our guest today?
Oh, yes, my music junkie side comes out. I have today John Cagle, aka Buddy Love, with an awesome band called Time Bandits. We just happened to stumble across them in the Greenville area, and we're like, wow, these were really good. So, Time Bandits is because they take you through time on the music. But welcome, Buddy Love, to our podcast.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, and you got your back, you don't have a green screen or anything. That's the real deal. That's your studio behind you. And
This is where the magic happens.
and it is magic, and it's so good. You play like 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. You do a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Yep.
And we were, really we liked you guys. We went out and saw you again because you were so good. And you just the music you play is not just how good you play, but it's also your choice of music. And
Right.
that's a big deal. It's your choice of music.
Yes,
And
it
so
is.
it's just enjoyable. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, buddy. Like, how did you even get involved in music?
Well, I got involved in music in the seventh grade. Basically, I was in choir in middle school, and it migrated from there to choir in high school, and um, picked up a few instruments between now and then. Played in some good bands, some cover bands, some original bands over my history. I'm not a young man anymore. I've been around a while, but I can still bend a guitar in half, I like to think. But no, when I created the Time Bandits, we've been together for like 15 months now as Time
Wow.
Bandits. We wanted to not be just another Me Too band and play classic rocks or a specific genre. And we really didn't want to do original stuff because that takes a lot of time and dedication. And, our guys, we do it for fun. We do it for the enjoyment, and that's why we do this. So we come up with a concept that I tell people that we're going to play everything from John Anderson to ZZ Top. And we try to do that. And so far, we've been fairly successful. We've got a good following. We're growing fast. So things are happening for us. We're moving.
See, that's interesting. And you do it for the fun of it. And I love that. That the love of music. Why the love of music?
That's right. I did some calculations at one point in time and found out, if you make $150 playing a gig, the hours that you put in, the practice, the travel, the setup, and everything, you end up making about $12.50 an hour. So if you cannot live on that, so we kind of do it for fun. That's the
And
reason.
I did in wrestling, in professional wrestling, but I did love it. But I also was trying to make it big time back in the day. But I remember those $150 days, those $75 days, those $100 days. My merch was what kept me going as a
Right.
young. I would sell licensed WWE and WCW merchandise at the events, and sometimes do $1,000, $2,000. But that was my entrepreneur side before my entrepreneur side really came about. But I there's nothing about the crowd. That's one thing I miss. I don't want to go back into the ring again. I was thinking to make a comeback a couple years ago because I don't want to get beat up totally badly. I'm legit
Right.
6'10", but the crowd, if I can start speaking in front of crowds at one point in time, there's nothing like being in front of an audience, a live
Absolutely.
audience.
And my plan is I'm going to do this as long as I'm physically able and capable to do it because I have figured out the enemy. The enemy is gravity and time.
I
But
love the
you should see
gravity
these
part.
musicians. I literally interview Mike Casey from the Sunshine Band on, and dude keeps just going, keeps
I
touring
know.
everywhere.
He's like the Energizer Bunny.
So that's what musicians do. When you have a passion
Yeah,
for the rest of your life and you love what you do, you'll do it for the rest of your life to your deathbed. That's the
you.
truth. And honestly, it'll
Yep.
make you live longer because when you give up something you love, it's hard to ever
That's
not want it
right.
back.
That's
Buddy, is
right.
that thing? Someone said you can't do music anymore. What would you say to them? And yet you could.
Uh, Check me out down at the Sphinx. I'll be doing acoustic sets.
Well,
I don't know what I would do. I mean, eventually one day there comes a point where some people become physically unable to do it. And I've had a lot of people in my career that I know that have had to give it up for that reason. And, it's real detrimental to them, but that doesn't mean you can't be involved. And they're involved in the aspect of doing fundraisers and things like that. They stay involved in the music community. And here in the upstate, we've got a really tight music community. And I've been blessed more than I deserve to be by knowing some of the people that I know in this
That's
little
wonderful.
genre we call cover bands.
Well, I'm going to tell you, coming from Jacksonville, Florida, we thought they had a really good music scene. Greenville, the Greenville area, my gosh, it's not deciding where, or is there a band out there we're interested, like, okay, we got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Who do we, want to go, or what's, easiest or whatever to go
Right.
see. It's awesome up here. If people don't know Greenville, South Carolina, the music scene, if that's what you're into, you need to take a gander up here and check it out because it's awesome. But, getting back to your passion, the passion is what I see you guys when you play is,
Right.
it's not, as long as you've got passions like Neil was talking about earlier, you've got that passion. It's not work. They're just join you and you're fun and you having fun, but that also lingers into the audience. They pick up on that passion and it makes it more fun for them.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
you build relationships in a band. I mean, you spend so much time together, and with the right personalities, when they come together, I mean, it becomes more like a family arrangement. You can learn to depend on each other and support each other in bad times and good times. So it's been a good experience with me. Time Bandits is doing well. I'm very happy. We're in a good place right now, and we love what we're doing. That's
Yeah.
LUVING.
Yeah. Well, we should give, some shout outs because you have a really awesome band. You have Dennis Young as the lead guitar and Tim Case as the drums and vocals, and Brandon Page at key vocals and trombone, and Todd Hughes bass and vocals. So you got a, pretty encompassing band there.
Yep. They are, listen, they are some of the most talented musicians I've played with. They really pick up things fast. If we have a few songs to go over, we discuss the tracks, the changes, and how we want to, move on the song on stage, and we go from there. And it's almost like instantaneously one practice and one or two runs of the song, and we're ready to put it out. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm not looking for the perfect band. Okay. I don't have to have perfection. We're not in a Nashville recording studio. We're out at the local pub and venue and bar and doing shows in cities and towns. You're going to make mistakes. Just the thing that my guys have learned is keep it rolling. Just work through it and you get through it. And it seems to work fun. We have fun with our audience. That's one of the things we like to do. We're very engaging, from birthday celebrations to bachelorette parties to even divorce celebrations, if I might say so. But no, we have a good time with the crowd, and the crowd seems to be very responsive to us so far.
How many years have you been playing?
I'm sorry?
How many years have you been playing as a band together?
In bands since I was probably 13 years old. 13, started doing that in the neighborhood stuff, but I played with some pretty good bands over the years. I played with a group called the Ramblin' Band when I was in high school. We were like an Alabama tribute band. Okay. And we were doing quite a bit of stuff in the area. Just local bands and stuff like that. I had chances to go and join some other bigger groups and start a music career per se, but I wanted more out of life than just playing music. I wanted to have a wife and a family, so I kind of set that stuff aside for a while and had some kids, and we're doing well now. Now we're empty nesters. So what am I going to do? I'm going to play some guitar.
There you go. Put everything on hold. You were talking about earlier that you do these songs from John Anderson to ZZ Top. You don't really do your own stuff. As somebody who comes and watches bands, I like replays more than I like the old stuff. You know why? Because I like to travel down memory lane when I'm there listening. Oh, that
Right.
song reminds me of something. That song reminds me of something. And there you go, Time Bandits. They're going to take you back
That's
to those
it.
memories, right? And down that memory
Right.
lane and all that. So my personal preference is I do like the replays. You guys do them so well too. I mean, you really are a talented group.
I appreciate that very much. Thank you for your support. And like I say, this interview with you guys is one of the first, and I hope we have many more. And you guys are welcome to come to see our shows. If you follow us on Facebook, we put all the events that we're scheduled for there. Even the private events, I like to let people know we're doing private events because some of them are we did a ride to ends Alzheimer's event about 4 months ago with the Freewheelers of Spartanburg. And as a group in Spartanburg, they raised over $28,000. And statewide, the ride is a ride from Fountain Inn to Mount Pleasant. It's a 3-day bike ride that people come and sign up and do. My wife did it about 3 times. She said she's done with that. But they raised this year for the End Alzheimer's event $1.4 million in South Carolina. They did a great job with that. And we've got an event coming up at the Trine Equestrian Center with what's called Miles for Mammograms. We're going to be playing up there on the 17th, I believe it is. But it's a private event. They're going to do a charity ride in the morning, and then they have a fundraiser at a bar up there called the Silver Spoon. So I'm looking forward to that. We like doing stuff like that. And I donate my time and everything for that. I don't take anything out of it. I have to pay my players, but I'll make sure they get taken care of. But most of them donate back to the event. They give it up because I have some good-hearted people I'm working with.
That's good. And so people, basically South Carolina is where you play, right?
Yes. Yes. We're looking at branching out up into Western North Carolina in that area, but there's not really a lot of venues that I would call quality venues for our type of band and music right now. But we'll get there. We're busy. We're playing about every weekend, so
that's
we're
wonderful.
happy for that. Our problem here in the Upstate is, I'm sure you guys are aware, there are a lot of venues that are closing due to the insurance situation with clubs. And that's really took a toll on them this year. And we're hoping to get those things straightened out where we can have more quality venues. Because like you said, there are more musicians moving into South Carolina and North Carolina than I've ever seen before. Quality musicians. We're flooded.
Absolutely, you're right. And when I'm out of town, I do miss these music venues and the live music. And it's an awesome place to be if you like music. Or I guess other art stuff too. Downtown Greenville's awesome.
Yep. Sure is.
Yeah.
All right. So people should definitely check you out. Anything else to add? This is great information. People definitely need to check out your band. Is there a website and stuff people can find you?
We're new. I don't have a website yet. I'm looking into that. My Facebook site is LUV Time Bandits. It's easy to remember. You can check us out there. I will be getting up a website on the September 10th. We're playing at Wild Ace Pizza for their fall series kickoff. I've got a videographer coming to do a promotional video for us there. I'm going to put that out, and I'll be establishing a website for people to follow when that's in place.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks again. Go to storehousemediagroup.com for all things media, marketing, and podcasting and publishing. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show in the Storehouse.